homie. Let's speak on it, a stretch for anybody to reach on me. Just breathe on it, don't tell them, they gotta know it's me on it. Won't kick it on me and go for 3 on you. You couldn't guard me with the cleanest armor, I got it covered, these corners. I'm the top dog in the league, homie. Let's speak on it, it's a stretch for anybody to reach on me. Just breathe on it, don't tell them, they gotta know it's me on it. Won't kick it on me and go for 3 on you. You couldn't guard me with the cleanest armor, I got it covered, these corner like
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of D's Corner. We're continuing our off-season grades. We have the AFC North. This is probably one of the toughest divisions in football. That trend is going to continue moving on next year with the additions of Derrick Henry coming, with Baltimore, Cleveland, Deshaun Watson coming back, Steelers having possibly 2 new quarterbacks, Cincinnati having Joe Burrow coming back from injury as well. So we'll see how everything goes there. Again, guys, do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to check me out on Double D's Let's Talk About It podcast as well. Like, share, and subscribe there. We will be coming to all platforms with all podcasts, all your podcast platforms. So just keep helping us grow, keep helping me grow here as well. Like, share, and subscribe. You know that's always going to be a thing. Always help me grow. I continue to appreciate all the love, all the support, any feedback, positive or negative. I look at it all. I appreciate it. So let's jump into the video, guys. We're going to start with the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns, for the offseason that they had with minimal cap space, with minimal draft picks, no first rounder, I actually enjoy what they did. I give them a B. When you look at adding Jerry Jeudy next to Amari Cooper, both of these guys are route technicians. They can run routes. They're both Alabama wide receivers. One of the issues I think Jerry Jeudy had, and I've talked about in previous videos when he was with Denver, was those wide receivers were also young. Amari Cooper's a bit older, can teach Jeudy how to be more of a professional, how to kind of block out the noise. There were multiple issues he's had with Steve Smith. Steve Smith called him a jag and whatnot. So, but I think he is with probably the best quarterback he's been with since he's been in the NFL. With Deshaun Watson, we'll see if he's able to get back to any bit of the player he was in Houston. We'll see how that all works out. But again, we'll see. If that's not the case, they have a ton of backup quarterbacks. Now they brought in James Winston and Tyler Huntley. They already had DTR from last year as well. The draft picks, I really like some of their draft picks. Michael Hall is a player who's going to be able to have and beat one-on-one interior when you have Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith on the outside coming off that edge. So I really do like that. Jordan Hicks is a player that they brought in to replace Anthony Walker at inside backer. He's a veteran player. I believe he's played with Schwartz before. But what we saw last year out of this defense is going to carry this team through it. Now, you do have some questions coming back with Deshaun Watson as well as Nick Chubb coming back from injury. But we'll see how that all works out. But overall, for what they lost and what they were able to do in the draft and bring in through free agency, you got to give Cleveland a B. I really think the sky's the limit for Cleveland, depending on health. But that's with every team, obviously. But if Deshaun Watson can play 50, 60% of what he was in Houston, before he got injured, he was actually kind of showing that maybe he was getting back there. We'll see how that works. Again, like I said, now that he's a couple years removed from all the off-field issues, he does have the huge contract. So we'll see how everything goes there for Cleveland. But like I said, in my opinion, I feel like the sky's the limit for Cleveland. The Baltimore Ravens, man, this is a team that lost a lot but brought in a lot as well. They always seem to, even if they lose players, they always seem to be in the thick of things. Some of the notable additions, Derrick Henry, Josh Jones. So you did lose 3 offensive linemen, bringing Josh Jones, who can play on that offensive line, as well as Roger Rosengarten through the draft. All they have to do is just really get in someone's way because you got a 250, 260-pound back that you can hand the ball to on a regular basis. Lamar Jackson has slimmed down. In my opinion, last year he bulked up because he didn't really have that bell cow back. He knew that he was going to have to be a focal point of the rushing attack, so he had to prepare to take the hits. This year, with him slimming down, I think Derrick Henry is going to be that battering ram. So when you get to those RPO, now we'll see how it all works because Derrick Henry's more of a I old school back. Now, this offense called a lot of shotgun plays last year, so we'll see how that's able to go. But when they start running that read option, you're going to crash down on Derrick Henry, and Lamar Jackson is going to be able to hit that outside. So he doesn't need to be bulky. He needs to be more slim and speedy, if you will, and that's just even more dangerous for them. I love the pickup of Nate Wiggins and TJ Tampa, especially where they got Tampa. These are two corners who should probably come in and definitely be able to change the secondary around. You got to give Baltimore a beat. I think Baltimore does such a great job of drafting and free agency. This is just a well-run organization, so they should definitely be in the thick of things. Pittsburgh Steelers. I had to give Pittsburgh an A. Pittsburgh has done a whole rebuild in an offseason, in my opinion. Drafting Troy Fautanu, they allows them to put Broderick Jones on the right side. Zach Frazier is a center. This offensive line now just got nasty and should be able to help Arthur Smith run the offense that he wants to run. He's going to want to run the ball. He's going to do a lot of play action pass. You have a nasty offensive line now. Najee Harris and Jalen Moore in the backfield. Justin Fields or Russell Wilson could be a mixture of both early on, especially. So we'll see how that goes. Roman Wilson is the dog at wide receiver, should be this generation's Hines Ward or Antoine Randall. Peyton Wilson should slide in, and oh my gosh, he should play and fit perfectly next to Patrick Queen. We've had issues with TJ Watt having injuries. He can also slide out there and give you some situational pass rush. This is a team that the future looks bright. But the 2024 season, when we start talking about that schedule, they have a hellacious schedule, especially towards the tail end. So we'll see how that goes. I think the schedule makers heard Mike Tomlin he's never had a losing season. I think they're trying to make sure that happens this year. They have a grueling end of schedule towards the end of the season. So we'll see how that goes as well. But overall, you got to like what they've done. You brought in Justin Fields. You brought in Russell Wilson. So these two quarterbacks should be able to push each other and compete. It also gives Justin something that he hasn't had since being in the NFL. And that's a veteran to learn from, a veteran to really study and see how he's supposed to conduct himself as a professional, making the right reads, not just depending on his athleticism. But I got to give the Steelers an A. I really like what they did this offseason. And finally, we have the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati has some pretty good, noticeable additions, especially when you look at their losses. You do lose Joe Mixon, but you bring in Zach Moss. Zach Moss played fantastically last year for the Indianapolis Colts. Now, was it a situation where it was more scheme than anything else? Not sure, but we'll see how that works. Love the pickup of Amarius Mims because he didn't have a lot of playing experience, but he does have two really good tackles to learn from and sit behind. And even if he comes in and has to play guard early on, they have three of the biggest offensive linemen in the NFL. You lose DJ Reader, you replace him with Chris Jenkins and McKinley Jackson, so that's really good pickups there. Like the pickup of Josh Newton, who had the potential of going into the season as a first-round pick. So we'll see how that goes as well. Overall, I definitely think that this is going to be a bloody division. This is going to be a tough division. It's always a tough division. So we will see how everything goes there. But this is a toss-up. There are some tough schedules. All four of these teams have pretty difficult schedules. We'll see how health affects, because this is, again, a difficult division. Cleveland faced injuries. Cincinnati faced injuries. It's all going to be about who the healthiest team is down the stretch. So we'll see how everything goes there. But overall, this is probably, in my opinion, one of the toughest divisions and maybe one of the best divisions, team for team. So again, guys, that's it for the video, man. You guys do me a favor. Please, please, please like, share, and subscribe. Do me that solid. I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. Keep an eye out. I have the NFC coming up. Please check those videos out as well. Like them, share them, comment, anything that you can do to help me grow. I truly appreciate it. It costs you nothing and it means the world to me. So I truly appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Spazzing on the beat, they think I'm crazy. Got it under control, babe. You don't want smoke, all you see is the same.
LB tapping, keys and making waves. Ayy.
Step back, keep your distance. Ain't no telling what I just may do. I've been vibing, minding my business. Throw one up if you can relate to. Said if I ain't got it, I make do. Can't be stuck waiting on a breakthrough. And I don't need everybody praying for